Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ujola for Mindset Transformation Africa, and on today's episode, I want to continue the conversation that we've been having around prompts, the conversations that we've been having around trigger. All right, let me anchor today's episode on this statement. A trigger or a prompt is the spark that makes your habit catch fire. A prompt is the spark that makes your habit fire catch or catch fire. So that is the reflection I want us to have. This single idea might sound small, but if you understand it well, it could save you from years of frustration and failed attempts at changing something in your life. Because you see, change doesn't begin with willpower. All right, it begins with a spark. It begins with a spark, and that is the spark I want us to talk about for a minute. Every fire starts with a spark. Every story begins with a sentence. Every transformation begins with just a single cue. In the same way, every habit, good or bad, starts with something that triggers it, with something that prompts it, with something that lights it up, something that awakens the behavior. Do you understand me? When you open your social media, for example, the moment you sit on your bed, that act did not just happen by accident. It was sparked by a trigger. It was sparked by a prompt, maybe boredom, maybe the sight of your phone, or maybe just muscle memory that connects lying down with scrolling. When you pray, for example, every morning before touching your phone, that particular action is powered by something, a prompt, the sound of your alarm, the quiet before the day, or a decision you've tied to a specific moment. That is the unseen power of triggers, of prompts. They are small, invisible triggers that tell your brain, now is the time to do this thing. Without that signal, most habits never happen. With that signal, almost anything can happen. See, we often think change begins when we feel ready, when motivation hits us, when inspiration floods us, when we feel it or we feel like it. But the truth is, waiting for motivation is like waiting for lightning to strike twice in the same spot. The probability is low. You might get lucky once in a while, but it is unreliable. It is unpredictable. It is inconsistent. Motivation is a guest. It comes when it pleases and it leaves when it wants. But prompts are more like light switches. You can control them. You can design them. You can decide where to place them. Do you understand me? In your life, when you attach a habit to a very strong and reliable prompt, you don't need to be motivated. You just need to be present. For instance, when you tie your daily reading to your morning cup of coffee, the coffee becomes the cue. It becomes the trigger. When you tie your workouts to the moment you close your laptop after work, that act of closing your laptop after work becomes your trigger. When you tie your gratitude journaling to the sound of your alarm, your brain will soon associate waking up with appreciation instead of anxiety. Motivation is emotional. Prompts are environmental, all right? And environment beats your emotion every time. See, one of the most underrated forces in human behavior is the environment and the prompts that live inside the environment. If you want to eat healthier, for example, don't just motivate yourself. Put fruit in plain sight and move the chips out of the reach. If you want to read more, don't buy another motivational book, okay? Place your current book that you have around motivation where you sit to relax. If you want to pray more often, keep a prayer note on your pillow. These are not random actions. They are deliberate prompts. B.J. Frog, that Stanford behavior scientist that wrote the book Tiny Habits, call prompts the invisible drivers of behavior. They whisper to you. They don't shout. They shape your day without you noticing it. You can either let them run your life by default, or you can design them on purpose. See, if your phone is the first thing you see in the morning, your day might be filled with other people's noise. If your journal or your Bible or whatever book you revere is the first thing you see, your day begins with clarity and intention. Your environment is a silent mentor. It teaches your mind what to do next, repeatedly, subtly, powerfully. Let me break it down this way. Every habit has three major components: the prompt, which is the spark; the action, which is the behavior itself; and the reward, the reason it sticks. The spark, the behavior, and the reason it sticks. Prompt, action, reward. The prompt says it is time. The action is what you do next, and the reward is what tells your brain that felt good, do it again. So if you remove the prompt, the behavior will struggle to start. If you remove the reward, the behavior struggles to stick. So to create a lasting change in your life, your focus should not be on making yourself stronger. Do you understand me? It should be on making your spark, your prompt, your trigger more reliable and your reward more satisfying. If you want to drink more water, for example, don't say, I will try harder. Instead, say, every time I open my laptop, I will take a sip. Every time I open my laptop, I will take a sip. You want to stretch daily? Tie that stretching to brushing your teeth. Do you understand? You want to reflect before bed? Tie it to turning off your bedside lamp. Then you reflect. By tying your new behavior to an existing consistent one, you link it to something your brain already recognizes, and that is how you build momentum that doesn't depend on willpower. Prompts don't just start good habits, all right? They start bad ones too. The same principle that can build your disciplines can also destroy your discipline if you let the wrong triggers control you. Think about it. The ping of a notification prompts you to check your phone. The sight of a junk food the sight of a junk food advertisement prompts you to crave something unhealthy. The sound of a co-worker gossiping prompts you to maybe want to join in him. See, prompts don't care about your values. They just do their job. They are loyal to repetition, not righteousness. They are loyal to repetition. So if your life feels filled with unwanted behaviors, don't just fight them. Starve their prompts. Hide them, all right? Move them. Replace them. You don't want to waste your time online? Then move your social media apps off your home screen. You don't want to eat late at night? Then keep snacks out of your bedroom. You don't want to gossip? Then change the setting where gossip happens. The wrong spark can burn down your progress. But when you remove the wrong firewood, the flame will naturally die on its own. So let's get a little bit practical as I tie this episode up. If prompts are sparks, then how do you make sure your fire burns in the right direction? These are the things I believe you can do. The first thing is make your prompt visible. All right, you cannot respond to what you don't see. Place your triggers in plain sight. If you want to read every single day, just keep your book where your eyes land first. And also make it tied to something that is stable. Attach new habits to existing routines. The best triggers are those that already happen, like waking up, like brushing your teeth, like making coffee. Those are the best prompts. It's already happening already. So tie it to something that is as stable as brushing your teeth. Also make it very emotional. If, for example, if the prompt connects to something meaningful, your mind won't ignore it, all right? So you tie your reflection time to gratitude for waking up, not just the alarm sound, but to gratitude for waking up. That is you making it emotional. Then make sure it is easy for you to do, because if it's too difficult, you won't do it. Your prompt shouldn't ask for effort. It should ask for awareness. The easier it feels to notice, the easier it is to act on them. Do you understand me? So designing prompt is like setting up dominoes. Once the first one falls, the rest will follow naturally. Do you understand me? The rest will follow naturally. So let me ask you this. What spark do you need to light today? What new habit will change your life if it started effortlessly? And more importantly, what is the first prompt that could make it happen? Maybe it's as simple as, after I wake up, I drink a glass of water. So you don't need a revolution for that. You need a reminder. You don't need a burst of energy. You need a spark of structure. So today, design your spark.